Hey, welcome back. Brand new week and brand new life, brand new information. More will be revealed. The subtopic this week is gratitude. And I I bet you'll agree with this. Solid spiritual life could be built solely on gratitude, just a feeling of thankfulness, appreciation, and gratitude for being itself, and the recognition of the enormous grace and gift and mercy and blessing. And, have a nice day, everybody. Everything else is by way of commentary, isn't it? But gratitude is in a spiritual program that many of you are familiar with, and probably, if not this spiritual program, your spiritual program. It's like, let's talk about gratitude. Let's talk about gratitude. And seems like we cannot be reminded of it enough, just to remember to be grateful for being itself. And here comes springtime, which is an amazing thing. The so the other day the thought occurred to me that, how shall I say, when I was in when I studied with my primary yoga teacher for 10 years, he was pretty big on the ability to hold still. The When we were meditating or in a still position, just hold still, no wiggling, no fidgeting, no wobbling. And I always thought that that was a little over the top. And but anyway, it kept me still. The topic a couple of weeks ago was from mental illness to mental stillness. And by being still, we achieve levels of relaxation, healing, etc. So, if that's true, that stillness is that important, what is it about it? Well, the other day I was thinking, what would happen if you, just a weird thought experiment, this is how my brain works. Brief introduction inside of my head, but I was thinking, if you were in the bathtub, and I don't have a bathtub, but I do have a hot tub, for which I'm exceedingly grateful. See, we're going to circle back to gratitude over and over. I'm so grateful I have a hot tub. I'd be dead without it, I think. And I was thinking, if I move my little toe when I'm in my hot tub, does all of the water move? In other words, does the slightest movement of my toe actually affect every atom of water in the whole hot tub? So, of course, I jumped onto my favorite version of AI and I asked AI that question. And by golly, if you move your little toe in a bathtub, all of the water moves. And it might be slight, but it moves because it's all, how shall we say, one seamless whole, WHOLE, one seamless garment. So the slightest movement of something within that whole moves the whole thing. And then it occurred to me, as it has to many thinkers far greater than myself, of the profound metaphysical, spiritual implications of this. Everything that I do moves, affects, and is felt by the entire whole of the universe. And I'm not kidding here, kids. I mean, just the house that you live in, the neighborhood that you're in, the planet that you're on, the solar system that you're in. Yes, the whole universe moves when you move. And if we move well, if we move lovingly, if we move intelligently, then the whole universe moves in that way. If we move poorly, if we move unwisely, if we move in opposition to the great good, then we're affecting the whole body, so to speak. Now, this may or may not be your brand of spiritual religion or metaphysics, but I know that you'll get it because I know all of you are open-minded to all these principles. But there's a phrase, the body of Christ. And the body of Christ, you might say that we're all cells within that. And everything we do affects the entire body. It is such a beautiful thought. And it means that everything we do is felt and known by the whole body. And, all these strange metaphysical sayings like, can you not buy a starlet or a sparrow for 2 pence or whatever the price is? I forgot. But, and if one of them dies and drops, God knows about it. In other words, the entire body knows everything that we're doing all the time. And it is both wonderful and inescapable. It is both glorious and a cautionary tale. None of us can act in accordance or discord with the universe, and the universe doesn't know about it. And of course, every form of mischief and thievery and stealing and hiding and secrets is based upon this curious human notion, the curious human notion that we can get away with something. And I don't know about you guys, but one of the most valuable things when I was a kid was whatever it is that I could do that would help me to get away with something. But then, the realization sort of dawns at some point for all of us, it seems, sooner or later, that we can't get away with anything. We cannot twist, we cannot tear the fabric, the garment. We cannot move within the body of Christ, so to speak, and have it not be felt. Now, here's a very common line in the recovery world, which I'm passionately involved, and some of you are as well, but Earth is a recovery planet. But here's something that I've heard, and it's something I've kind of said myself, and it was like, well, yeah, I might have been misbehaving, but I wasn't hurting anybody but myself. I wasn't hurting anybody but myself. But if I hurt myself, and if there's a part of me that's not growing, not moving, that's contracting, that's corrupting, that's distorting, that's tearing the fabric of the universe, so to speak, then the whole universe feels it. And that's so true that anytime that we are acting in accord with the universe responds and reflects back and cause and effects back to us, karma, if you will, the great good. And if we misbehave or something's not right or we're not getting it, the whole body knows, and the whole universe springs into action. If we're pushing on the universe in a way that's not in accord, it springs, it pushes back, it comes to get us, it rescues us. And if this is not the greatest thing in the universe to be grateful for, that we're part of a body that loves us immeasurably, that always responds to every single bit of good that we do, it's felt everywhere in the universe. Every small act of kindness is reflected back in ever increasing ripples of love and kindness and goodness. And should we misbehave? Should we think we could get away with something? Should we blah, blah, blah? Whatever that is, if you ever sin a little bit, then the universe knows it and sends us a gentle, loving corrective and brings us back into alignment. Boy, am I grateful for that, because the better it gets, the better it gets. Looney stayed for the whole message. It must be cat approved. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Enjoy the spring in the body of God.